Consider yourself an archer. What are your goals in aiming at bullseye? Would you go for power? Would you go for distance? Well, the truth is, as an archer, you need to achieve both power plus distance. What am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about today's topic of this video about the Hotel RevPAR, as in hotel revenue per available room. In your revenue management strategy, you can have an occupancy based approach or a average daily rate based approach. One is a quantity based approach, the other one is a price based approach. So, like the archer, would you achieve your highest revenue by pursuing just one of those strategies? Possibly not. So, what's the solution, you ask? Hotel RevPAR to the rescue. And what does that mean? Just hold on until the end of this video, where I will convince you that a Hotel RevPAR strategy is a far superior one at greater revenue generation and higher profit retention. You would want that, right? Let's go. Welcome to this episode of the 25 Financial Terms Beginner Hotel Managers Must Know series. Today we are going to be discussing RevPAR, or Hotel RevPAR, revenue per available room, one of the most significant key performance indicators. Since the first two episodes touched upon hotel occupancy rate and average daily rate, it is only logical that we combine the two and bring together the power of the Hotel RevPAR. Let's go. In two earlier videos, you saw hotel occupancy rate and average daily rate, two very important KPIs required for revenue generation. However, we also talked about how an archer who is looking for a bullseye target wants to get both power as well as distance. In the hotel revenue generation process, metaphorically, that would be the occupancy and the average daily rate. Note that I say and, not or. So how is that to be achieved? Great question. To the rescue is revenue per available room, a hotel KPI that has both power as well as distance, meaning it covers both occupancy as well as average rate. Now, you would ask, what is the big deal about having both of it? Let me illustrate right here. Take a look at the revenue per available room for the Paradise Hotel for the month of February. It's showing $145. That is achieved with a total occupancy of 66% and an average daily rate of $241. We are looking for power plus distance, remember? So if you note that in the month of March, which is a standard month for our two videos earlier, notice how that the RevPAR has jumped from $145 to $199. This is despite our average rate in February being 241 and in March being 246. So the average daily rate has actually gone up very nominally. What has made a difference is the occupancy, which has gone from 66% to 81%. Explains how the RevPAR has jumped from $145 to $199. This is the power of having both occupancy and average daily rate producing the revenue. Moreover, you saw in the average daily rate video that the two major market segments, individual and group, played a part in the hotel revenue. But it is even more clear when we now look at the RevPAR for these two market segments. Take a look at the individual RevPAR. Out of the total $145 RevPAR in February, individual RevPAR or the RevPAR for the market segment individual is $139. On the other hand, the group RevPAR is only $21. This again underscores the importance of the individual market segment. But more importantly, as we talked about earlier, when the occupancy jumped from 66% to 81%, the RevPAR jumped by $54. And that is because both occupancy and ADR are now playing a part in the revenue generation. If you take this example a bit further, in the month of April, the occupancy jumped to 93% and the ADR was the highest at $250. Take a look at where the RevPAR is now. It's at $225, which is $26 more than even the standard month of March. This is the power of RevPAR. And the more you use a concerted strategy to include occupancy as well as ADR, and thereby looking at your RevPAR, your revenue generation process is going to be that much more powerful. RevPAR has another trick up its sleeve. It's not just revenue generation that is optimized when you combine occupancy percentage with average daily rate, which means a RevPAR strategy. RevPARs ultimately end up achieving better rooms division profitability. In a later video on another financial term, we will see how the profitability of the rooms division is enhanced through a clear RevPAR strategy. Let's close by understanding how actually a RevPAR is calculated. The calculation for RevPAR is average daily rate multiplied by occupancy percentage. So what is actually happening is the RevPAR calculation uses the average daily rate to determine how much of occupancy percentage achieved that average daily rate. In effect, it tells you something about the utilization of capacity. Capacity as in the rooms available, the total rooms available for the Paradise Hotel. So the calculation is average daily rate multiplied by occupancy percentage is equal to RevPAR. An alternate but less effective formula is room revenue divided by rooms available. Why is the first calculation a more powerful approach? Because it actually can show you how much of the RevPAR is due to the occupancy and how much of it is due to the average daily rate. Two indispensable information that will tell you how the profitability of Paradise Hotel ultimately ends up. If you like this video, consider subscribing to the Profits Masterclass channel for future videos in this series as well as others straight to your inbox. And why? Because you will get exclusive insights that will give you an edge over your peers. You would want that, right?